Great rioting tonight, bro. I think this one's really gonna make a difference. The charities Antifa and BLM have been busy continuously committing crimes as a way of raising awareness that we need to defund the police. These criminal organizations know better than anyone else that we'd all be better off with no police to stop criminal activity. You know what? I've heard their shrill screams of rational thought, and I am fully on board with defunding the police. And you should be too. Advocating for defunding the police currently gets you the most amount of virtue signaling points possible. Whether you're a woke Hollywood star giving an anti-police acceptance speech at the Oscars while the police are protecting the building you're in, or you're someone sitting at home on the couch who doesn't matter. You get a lot of points. Let's get some facts straight. According to the Washington Post, in 2019, there were 375 million police interactions with citizens. 999 of them resulted in police shooting fatalities, or 0.0003%. Only one of which was not trying to evade or resist arrest, or 0.0000003%. There's no question that there's a few bad apples. So what's the solution? Defund the police. Likewise in the US, 3,000 people die every year from food poisoning. So intelligent people know the only solution to this problem is to defund the food supply. Defunding the food supply will save people from food poisoning. Can you imagine how much better our world would be with no food? Here's something you'll want to know. If you want to embody woke with a capital W, when you see a problem with something, coming up with a dumb solution that makes the problem much worse is the best solution. Like, defunding the police is such a no-brainer. It's like if there's a few bad apples in the bushel, and don't get me wrong, though they are few, the bad apples are rotten and need to be dealt with. So the best way to get rid of the bad apples is to get rid of all the apples. And when you're working to solve a problem with a dumb solution, it's made both better and dumber when you say things that are far from reality, yet give you a strong sense of conviction in the wrong direction you're taking. Such as, all cops are bad, because they are. If you're a believer in logic, this would be like if you were driving one time and got lost because you took a wrong left turn, then from there, every time you're driving, you're yelling, all left turns are bad, which they are. And then there's no more left turns in your life. You'd feel a strong sense of conviction as you're driving around being lost for the rest of your life. Before we go any further, let's stop for a quick lesson in wokeology. The practice of being what you hate. A cop that generalizes that all people of a certain race are bad because of their skin color is a piece of garbage. And a person that generalizes that all cops are bad because of their profession is woke, even though they're embodying the exact same pattern of thinking and behavior that they say they're against. The difference is they don't see it in themselves, which means it's not there. It's not really like turning a blind eye, because in this case, both eyes are blind. Wokeology, you always hate things around you without seeing that you are what you hate, because you're not dealing with your self-hatred within. Moving along. In the statistically rare yet real and tragic incidences of police brutality is presumably caused by one of three underlying factors. Number one, the officer is vastly undertrained for physical altercations. Therefore, instead of remaining calm, he compensates for his lack of preparedness through use of excessive force. And this would be caused by funding limitations that limit both training time and training curriculum. Number two, he's overworked and under-recovered. Having to go on too many calls that turn out to be stressful situations relative to a lack of time to psychologically process and de-stress can leave an officer frazzled and liable to react with more force than what might be needed in a situation. And this would likely be caused by having to work more hours and shifts than what he sensibly can because of funding limitations. Number three, the police officer is a racist or violent person. If this is the case, it's presumably because the qualification process lacks funding and salaries to weed out terrible candidates for the job. All three of these issues that contribute to police brutality that are a result of funding to police will be solved by completely defunding the police. Obviously. The moral of the story is, if you've got a broken window in your house, burn down your house. No more house, no more broken window. It's that simple. One of the Defund the Police greatest spokespeople is high school graduate LeBron James. He speaks out against police while he's being protected by police. He'd be better off without the police protecting him when he's in public. I mean, could you imagine how much safer LeBron would be? Walking around, everyone knows him, everyone wants to get to him. thousands of people all at once. And the fact that everyone knows he's worth $500 million would probably be all the protection he'd need to keep the bad guys away. 24-year LAPD veteran Officer Dion Joseph wrote an open letter to LeBron James about his anti-police messaging, saying it's irresponsible and disturbing. And he wanted to speak up for the vast majority of decent officers. He thinks LeBron's vitriol and dangerous rhetoric against police hurts people of color. Well, I don't think so. I think Officer Joseph just hates LeBron because of his skin color. I think someone who's against the police, who's also being routinely protected by the police, knows what's best for me. I remember being in grade school. Anytime the teacher would have to leave the classroom for a couple minutes, she'd always say, "Please be on your best behavior." But that's when we would be on our worst behavior. Let's not think about that any further as we consider how Portland is a shining example of the defund the police movement. And other cities should aspire to be like it. Last year, in response to super rational pressure by the woke mob, Portland defunded their police department by $15 million. And this year, Portland's experiencing the prosperity of a murder rate that's 20 times higher than the year before. And now Portland's mayor is trying to get the police department refunded. I wonder why. It's almost like he can't recognize how defunding the police is working. But at least now 115 police officers have quit because of the anti-police movement within Portland City Council. So things should be getting better now. Minneapolis defunded their police department, and now they're enjoying the success of residents complaining about slow response times and an increase in crime. But unfortunately now Minneapolis is refunding their police department by $6.4 million. They're clearly trying to sabotage their success. Austin has defunded their police department by $150 million, and now they're enjoying the success of a murder rate that's gone up by 111%. Seattle defunded their police department, and now they're enjoying a boom of autonomous zones. Seattle achieved further success by having 200 of their police officers quit. Fun fact, a Seattle City Councilwoman who voted to defund the police accidentally called the police when someone threw a rock at her window. I guess she momentarily forgot she's safer without the police. I mean, can you imagine how much safer we'd be with criminals knowing there's very little chance of them getting caught and having to face consequences for their crimes? I personally look forward to the day when someone breaks into my house and I call for help and there's no police to come help me. That way, when the intruder's harming my family, I'll finally have a chance to sit down and ask him what his pronouns are. I think it's clear that the defunding the police movement is the best thing to happen to our country since 9/11. Please join us. You too can be part of the solution by becoming part of the problem. I want to thank the sponsor of this video, Primal Life Organics. I've been using and absolutely loving the red-blue LED light teeth whitening system that whitens my teeth in a very effective but healthy way. Just 16 minutes a day, a few days a week, and my teeth are noticeably whiter and my hair is noticeably redder. Now you might be saying, JP, I don't care about having whiter teeth. Well, the problem is, statistically speaking, other people care about you having whiter teeth. Consider this. New studies show that with a whiter smile, you have a 58% greater chance of being hired for your dream job. And a whiter smile makes you 53% more likely to earn a generous salary. 96% of single people considered a non-white smile a deal breaker. And those with a whiter smile are twice as likely to get a second date. So when you do the math, statistically speaking, people basically like you better when you have a whiter smile. And Primal Life Organics will help other people like you better, even if you don't like yourself. But more important than all that is, it delivers a whiter smile without harming your teeth like conventional methods do. You see, the problem with most teeth whitening systems is they use peroxides, and while they can help whiten your teeth, they also damage your teeth, denature them, and dehydrate them. But not with Primal Life Organics. It's free of anything harmful. The blue light helps whiten your teeth, the red light soothes your gums and reduces inflammation, and it also involves a food-grade teeth whitening gel. So you're ensured you're getting a whiter smile that's actually healthy for your teeth and healthy for your body. If you want to join me in brightening your smile in a healthy way, go to naturalteethwhiteners.com/JP to get yours.